Town Hall 15 is here, and with the additions of the Monolith and the Spell Towers, one question was on everyone's lips. Would Queen Charge Lalo still be meta at Town Hall 15? Obviously, it was insane at Town Hall 14, and what better way to find out than to get iPro to show some of his attacks today. iPro finished 6th in the world last month with Queen Charge Lalo. He's, in my opinion, a top 3 Queen Charge Lalo player in the world, but have a look at this. Today, he dropped 18 spots. He reset number 11 and dropped to number 29. Let's find out what went wrong with Queen Charge Lalo at Town Hall 15. This base at Town Hall 14 was probably a free triple for iPro. In fact, it was a free triple for me with Queen Charge Lalo, and that says it all. If it was a triple for me, absolutely a free triple for iPro. But let's see if at Town Hall 15, if this base is as easy. Obviously, I did actually hit this base on my Queen Charge Lalo guide, which I'll link above me. Make sure you look at it. But yeah, those defenses, the Rage Towers cover so many buildings. So he is charging from the side of where there isn't Rage Towers, so we can have a bit easier of a CC kill. Notice, by the way, he put that poison down super early. And why did he put the poison down super early? I'm actually going to guess because he didn't want to waste a freeze on the Headhunters. That's obviously the best way to deal with the CC there, right? But he's going to need all the freezes for the core of this base. You'll see how quickly he goes through freezes versus these Rage Towers. It's utterly ridiculous. Queen Charge Lalo, or any Queen Charge army, is not it versus double Rage Tower. It might be the worst possible setup, because look at this. Now, King and RC are doing a great job on the flank. Hopefully the RC comes back, though. She's been a bit of a pain. Her ability goes off. She hits the single, but unfortunately doesn't take it down. So iPro with the last second freeze. That was actually really clutch. Really clutch. But look at this. We use an invis. What could have he done there, honestly? The invis was well timed. It wasn't to stop the queen either. It was to stop the single inferno, but the defensive queen got one shot off and our queen went around. Now, I know a lot of you might be like in the comments, well, Hooked, that's a mistake. He clearly made a mistake. I'm like, that's barely a mistake. Like, that's not something he could predict. And what was a pretty good charge, I will say that freeze is a mistake. It's pretty poor. But what was a pretty good charge is ended up being very, very dicey. Look at this. The Tornado wrapping his loons around the Town Hall. Most of the loons are down the bottom. This Town Hall actually has a surprising number of hit points. It's very hard for Lalo to take it down because obviously loons didn't get a new level, so you need a couple extra loons. But even then, right, it's not close. That Town Hall has like 70% HP, and iPro on a ring he would crush at Town Hall 14 gets what, like 26 cups less at Town Hall 15. It's just that much harder. Here is another common ring base, and I want to talk about the Rage Towers. Like, look at how many defenses each of them cover. All 4 expos, both scatters, and both multis are covered by that, and you're going to see how effective it is here. Obviously, we saw it a bit in the last attack, but honestly, the last attack, he might have been able to get through it all if it wasn't for that invis kind of costing his queen. You're going to see the power of it here, though. It's quite simply ridiculous. So, we have to use a rage there, unfortunately. It was the Headhunter was a second or two late, but honestly, I'm not expecting iPro to get everything perfect in an attack. That's just not possible. So, fine opening. Queen steps around for a bit, but she will step back in. Now, have a look at what's about to happen. So, she's dealing with the CC for a second. We early rage, and he early freezes, and it might look a bit ridiculous. Like, why did he use that early freeze? You'll see why. Have a look at the scatter shot here. A rage scatter shot takes half of your queen's health. Look at that! It's quite simply ridiculous. And look at this. We've barely entered the base. We're at 15% and we've gone through 3 rages, an invis, and 2 freezes. What could have iPro done better? That looked pretty flawless to me. And look at this. The queen ability's about to pop. There is just too much damage on a base, and these aren't even maxed out expos. Now, look what he's doing. He's coming from the top with his Lalo here, and he's going to do something really smart. You see he's got the Stone Slammer activated at the moment. He's about to change this. But yeah, Queen about to get in Monolith range as well. It's just, it's a bit of a yikes. It's a bit of a likes. Look at it. A bit of a yikes, not a likes. This queen's dead. There's nothing he could have done. He put every bit of power into her. Now he's coming in with a blimp, and I like this change because obviously the town hall is really hard to take down. We saw it in the last attack. So he's making the adjustment, and I think this is the right call. Blimp finds the nader, but that's fine because the blimp's going to make it to town hall. Look at that raged multi. If you didn't see that, go back and watch. That was quite simply ridiculous, and look at these loons. No chance. Absolutely fried out of the air. A rage multi destroys Lalo. Rage Scatter destroys Lalo, and those raged expos destroy Queen Charge, and together, a double rage destroys Queen Charge Lalo entirely. It's not even a maxed Inferno or Expo either. What are you meant to do with your iPro? And this is a low percent hit. He comes in with the adjustment, comes in with the blimp to play it a bit safer, and still isn't rewarded with getting anywhere near a 3-star. Let's jump into the next one. I got one more ring for you all. Also, we've just figured out how to get the in-game audio back. There you are. Here it is for you all. Nice and crisp. I wanted to show you this replay quickly. We're not going to go through this replay as much depth as the other ones, as the other rings, but I wanted to show you how much these new spell towers can make pro Queen Charge Lalo players look like complete rookies. Like, this attack it looks embarrassing. If this is at Town Hall 14, this would be pretty embarrassing, but at Town Hall 15, nothing is embarrassing. So the Flame Fling is working on the bottom. We're going in. Yet again, notice, these are not maxed Expos or Infernos. Have a look here. So we freeze the Rage Tower. The Queen gets her healers in range. The Rage Tower goes off. We freeze the multi, but it's too late. The Rage Tower's gone off, and watch our healers. We use an invis to try and get our Queen off the Hound, but it is too late. It is too late. Those healers are gone. And look at this. I'm not kidding. I promise this guy's actually elite. He finished number 6 last month. Remember that. He was 6th in the world last month. And it wasn't because of defense. It was because this man kept coming in with perfect or near perfect days. RC actually does great work clearing well. Kind of what the Queen was meant to clear anyway. Flame Flinger opens, and now we're Laloing, and we've got no siege. And, well, we've seen this story, haven't we? We know exactly what's going to happen. Town Hall still has a fair chunk of hit points as well. And at this point, you've seen it. Double Rage Towers destroys Queen Charge Lalo. I wonder if some of the other Rage Tower or Spell Tower combinations are a bit nicer. I guess we'll find out. I'm sure you all recognize this base. This used to be so common, this base. Thankfully, it kind of fell out of the meta. Even though it was kind of a free triple for a while, it did fall out of the meta. Now, Queen Charge Lalo. Normally when I hit this base, and from what I've seen other people do with Queen Charge Lalo, you don't charge the Town Hall. But now that's impossible to Lalo the Town Hall, or not that it's impossible, but with that Rage Tower there on 2 scatters and the Town Hall, you don't really want to Lalo through that. So we're going to come in and Queen Charge it instead, and let's see how iPro navigates this. There's a Rage Tower and a Poison Tower. Is the Poison Tower a bit nicer to us for Queen Charge Lalo? I think you all know the answer to this, but we'll see it play out in real time. Now, his Queen actually steps around the corner here. I don't know if he was expecting her to. The way he placed his healers, I don't think he was. But the way he placed his Rage, I don't know. Now, look at this. He pulls out the Poison, and then this is so smart. The Wall Breaker pulls out the Hound, and look at this. This Queen is outside the Poison range. So we get a much easier Hound kill here. It's actually really well done. It was a great way to trip the Poison Tower without, well, to trip the Poison Tower and feel no effect of it. Now, I don't know why iPro didn't use the Poison here. Maybe he wanted to save it for some of the heroes elsewhere in the attack, because he didn't need it damage-wise. But I think it would have helped to get through those pups quickly, because obviously this Poison Tower is coming back to life. Also, he's only just placed the Flinger over there. I don't know why he did that, but that Flinger actually gets really good value, believe it or not. But have a look at this. The Poison Tower is coming back. I don't think he would have got it down anyway. Maybe if he freezes and poisons, he would have, but have a look at it. It's devastating. Also, the Monolith just wrecked our king. The Monolith's currently wrecking the Queen. The healers are in trouble too. Queen dies through her ability. Now the Monolith is wrecking the RC. He put the Rage down on the RC because he wanted her to clear out the core of the base. But nope, none of that today. And we've just watched the Monolith destroy 3 heroes in about 15 seconds. Wild. Wild how strong that defense is versus heroes. Yet again, you can obviously see mistakes. He's not perfect with it. But that wasn't a bad attack. It's just the Monolith and the Spell Towers destroy this army. Okay, this attack was really interesting for me. So obviously, box bases. Box bases are very common at Town 15 because they're just extremely hard to triple. You're not as often going to get 1 stars, but I don't think you're going to triple them very well. Let's see how Ipro takes down this base. Now, I have never seen this crack before, not even at Town Hall 14. We didn't have Ipro on the channel at Town Hall 14 for live attacks, so I didn't really get a chance. But yeah, I think he wanted the Queen to go in. I don't know. This plan doesn't go perfectly, right? But he actually does a really good job recovering it. Look at this Flame Flinger. It's a really good Flame Flinger. You can tell the value it's going to get here. Helps get that cannon, and it will go after the scatter here. Fortunately, the scatter goes after our unicorn and is actually going to go after our healers next. But have a look at how good Ipro is at adjusting on the fly here. Watching his Queen deal with a pretty rough CC and King at the same time. Takes that down, freezes the scatter, and uses a loon to tank. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Flame Flinger is going to come in and get this multi here. Or is it? Yeah, safe to say it's not. It was a nice idea to try and adjust here. But to be honest, the reason I wanted to show you all this replay has nothing to do with this opener. Obviously, this opener goes quite wrong. And, you know, he's forced to save it. He's not trying to triple this attack. Unfortunately, the Eagle goes after his healers, and they're Gonskis. Not much he could do about that, though. He needs to save these freezes for the Town Hall. What I wanted to show you is how hard it is to Lalo the Town Hall now. Have a look at this. This is quite simply ridiculous. We have a Rage. We freeze, but there's 2 Raged Airbows and a Raged Town Hall and a Sweeper. And look at this. Now, I don't know if the Sweeper feels the Rage effect. I don't think it does, because that would be pretty broken if it pushed your troops back twice as far. Or twice as often. But I mean, look at it. The Lalo just doesn't really get through the Town Hall. Now, I don't know if it was going to. I don't know if that would have at Town Hall 14. But it definitely would have a lot more than he did here. Because he had multiple freeze spells. He had a Rage and the Warden ability. And that's still nowhere near enough. And the haste as well. That's still nowhere near enough to get through the Town Hall. It's just, even if the Town Hall doesn't look super stacked at the moment, it is. And yeah, this is another low percent hit. He does well to get 80% after that Queen opener went wrong. But geez, like, even if the Queen Charge went well, was he really going to get that Town Hall down easily? Okay, this is another box here. I want to show you this one. Because you're going to see Ipro make a similar adjustment to what he did on the rings. And you're going to see it go equally wrong. I'm sorry, Ipro, I love you. Queen Charge coming in. This is a nice charge, by the way. I've never actually done this charge on the base. But look at it. He's going to try and blimp the... He sees this poison tower here. And he's like, I don't want to Lalo through here. Because as far as I can tell at the moment, he's planning to Lalo like here. Right? And if he gets this Town Hall down, there's no Town Hall poison effect, and he can Lalo across the middle, right? Now, normally he'd probably just Lalo through the Town Hall, but you don't want to go through not 1, but 2 poison effects. So what's he doing? He's getting rid of one of them with the blimp. Have a look at this. Have a look at this. This game's crazy. This game's actually crazy. He got nowhere near getting that Town Hall down. Nowhere near. And it's going to be full health. Feels bad. Dealing with the CC pretty comfortably, but now he's just got to go through, you know, the plan. And that's the biggest thing I've noticed, right? With Town Hall 15 on Queen Charge Lalo, is at no point are you safe. There is no point that you are safe during this. It requires 120% concentration and flawless execution. And that's just something you can't do 8 times a day. Otherwise, you know, the iPro would be hitting at 100% in Worlds tournaments. No one's a robot. And yeah, it's just ridiculous. Unfortunately, the Queen initially doesn't step in. I don't know if she steps in now or goes down. But anyway, Lalo coming in from the top. I should have pointed it out. Did you guys see? The Hound made it this far. The Hound made it that far. That's nothing. The Monolith wrecks it. The Queen does go in for the Eagle, but yeah, look at this. We're gonna have to pop the water now because there's the poison. Look at it. Our troops are currently in the poison. The defensive poison is wrecking us. He actually does really well to get the town hall down. He does really well to get the town hall down. The Queen's still doing her thing, but that multi is destroying her healers. Yase tries to take it down. Barely in time, but, you know, we'll take it. We've still got a haste spell here, by the way. Not really sure what we're going to use that on. Not really sure what we could use that on. RC does her best, and honestly, this gets a reasonable percent in the end because the Queen does live, but it's not particularly close. Like, it will say, I think it was 28 cups here. It will say 28 or 29 cups, but there are so many important defenses still left on the battlefield. Now, I know I've been pessimistic today, so I figured I'd give you guys a bit of hope, and I want to show you this base that you see here. So, it's another ring with double rage. During today, that's meant a lot of bad news, but let's have a look at this setup a bit more closely, because the Queen's currently not under too much damage. You have a Monolith over here, so you really don't want to charge this way, and a single. So you don't want to charge over this way, right? Not at all. But have a look at these Rage Towers, right? These Rage Towers don't cover any expos, which is nice for the charges. They do cover the scatters, but the scatters aren't stopping this charge. Like, every anti-charge thing is all on this side of the base, right? So we're just going to charge on the other side, right? And these Rage Towers, you're going to watch them here. They're actually incredibly ineffective on this base. Now, they do cover some buildings. Obviously, the Builder Huts is nice. And the Infernos is obviously nice, but that's better against Lalo. A Queen can still charge through a multi-Inferno pretty easily, because even with that 100% rage bonus, that's only 100 extra damage, whereas a Scatter Shot, like, it's an extra couple hundred damage per second, but it's like an extra 300 or 400 damage per hit. It's quite simply ridiculous. And look at this. We've gotten through one Rage Tower pretty easily. The other one's about to activate here. We go invis as we get the Town Hall down. And really, this has looked like a Town Hall 14 attack so far. Maybe we used one extra... Maybe we used a Rage slightly earlier. But did it do a whole lot? No. No, so it shows that if the Spell Towers and the Monolith... Like, look at it. What's the Monolith doing over there? Like we saw, iPro reset 11th in the world today. Don't know why on earth that is over there, but hey, we'll go with it. But yeah, if the Monolith and the Spell Towers are not maximized, this army can absolutely work. There's no reason it shouldn't. Because then you're just like treating it like a Town Hall 14. But if it's got the Monolith, Rage Towers, or even Poison Towers set up well, then there's not really a lot you can do. It feels kind of helpless on these rings in particular. Really nice attack though here from iPro. He kind of destroys this base. Yeah, swag, RC ability, entire Lalo's up. Really nice attack. So on the right base, you can make Queen Charge Lalo work. This is the final base I'm going to show you guys for today. Because have a look at it. It is another ring. Obviously, ring's the most common in Legends at the moment. Have a look at the Spell Towers. We have 2 Invis Towers. You can see what they cover there. The Invis Tower is kind of easy to know what they cover, because is it not just the same size as an Invis spell, right? Let me know if I'm wrong in the comments. That would be pretty funny. But it looks about the right size as that. So thankfully attackers will have a pretty good idea of what's coming. Now we get the CC pull at a nice time. It's actually a great CC for us as well. It will take a little while to kill, but we are kind of chilling. But yeah, that's the real question right here. What's this Queen Charge going to look like versus double Invis Towers? We've seen double Rage Towers be bad, sorry. We've seen Rage and Poison be really bad as well. So is Invis Towers, are Invis Towers good for Queen Charge Lalo? Another really nice wall break. Helps when you can break it though. A lot of bases have these open walls to stop exactly what iPro is doing right here. Watch this Queen Charge, by the way. This might be one of the better Queen Charges you ever see. Just look how low the Queen is, but it's perfect timing on everything. You get the RC activation and the Headhunter's not targeted. The RC does nothing. Double scatter on the Queen, and we're still getting through this. It's just wild. The Invis Tower kicks in, kind of as expected. And then he freezes the other one. It's so nice. He freezes the other one. And then freezes the other one again. Because he doesn't want it activating now. We pop the Queen. The Invis Tower goes off. Now the only problem is, this charge has taken 2 minutes. Like, it has. The amount of time you see on the replay ends in is the amount of time left in this attack. So, like, it was a beautiful charge, but it took so long. His charges are not as quick as they were at Town Hall 14. Lalo's coming across. Lalo's looking nice. But yeah, I really wanted to show you guys the Invis Towers here. So, the Invis Tower is obviously very trolly and will be good versus a lot of armies, but it doesn't seem to hit Queen Charge quite as bad. So, there's something good for you all to know. That, you know, the Invis Tower, you can Queen Charge Lalo versus it, because obviously those defenses aren't getting the rage bonus. But yeah, what do you guys think of Queen Charge Lalo? Obviously, this is my first Queen Charge Lalo video post update, and I don't want to be all doom and gloom. But in terms of the Legends League, I think Queen Charge Lalo is done.